Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So today we have a battle against Cactus Jack, the one and only, I'm sure. And so yeah, looking at his team on the side there, looks to be pretty illegal, honestly. So yeah, a pretty illegal Sun team that we have there. So, but you know what? We'll see if we can work with it. Looking at my team, it is the same one that I have been using in the past several games here. So, what do I want to lead with here? I think we're gonna go with the. That is a good question. How do we want to play this? We're definitely gonna have to think outside the box if we want to. Um, if we want to do good in this one. Let's go for the Dunsparce. I know that's not exactly thinking outside the box, leading with that thing, but I feel like that's the best option that we have. And yeah, we'll go ahead and see how that works out. So yeah, I guess I shouldn't have expected anyone who calls themselves Cactus Jack to play by the rules, but that's neither here nor there, as it looks like they're going to go ahead and lead with the Torkoal as expected, for the most part, as we lead with the Dunsparce. So they get the Drought to turn the Sunlight Harsh immediately. That's, of course, as expected. So I know this thing could Rapid Spin, but I think what we want to do here is just go for the Stealth Rock straight away, get the entry hazard up on them. We should outspeed, and we do go for the Stealth Rock, so we do get our hazards up on them. They probably just do the same thing if I had to guess. No, they actually go for a Yawn, interestingly, so they're going to Yawn instead. So interesting situation because we do have to switch out or we are going to go to sleep next turn. So I think what we want to do here, just in case this thing does have Rapid Spin and does go for it, we switch into the Skeledirge here. So that is what we're going to do. We could also potentially hit this thing on the special side for more damage. So there is the Skeledirge coming in as he does go for a Stealth Rock this turn, interestingly, so it gets the entry hazard up on us, which is not the best, but we do have a way to get rid of that. So looking at the rest of their squad, I feel like we can pretty safely just go for a Shadow Ball here to get some damage on something, so that's what I'm going to do. As they do stay in, we go for the Shadow Ball. And how much is it doing to this thing? It does over half to the Torkoal, which is pretty amazing. Knocks that thing down a little below half, but they do go for the Yawn once again. So this is going to mean that either Skeledirge has to go to sleep or we have to switch out and risk them potentially Rapid Spinning. So this is a little bit of a predicament for us here. I am kind of almost okay with Skeledirge going to sleep, even though I'm not really okay with it, but I feel like it might be worth it to try and get rid of this thing, even though they do have two Sunsetters, potentially. I feel like if we just play the Yawn game over and over again, something is eventually going to go to sleep. So in the interest of progress, we're just going to stay in and go Shadow Ball here. They do stay in as well, so they may have been going for a Rapid Spin. That would have been a very risky prediction. But either way, we go for the Shadow Ball, get rid of the Torkoal, and knock him down to 5 Pokemon. Which is good, but unfortunately, of course, the Skeledirge does go to sleep here. So they are going to get a free turn to do whatever they want, and of course they are going to bring the Fluttermane in. They do take some Stealth Rock damage, and they do get the Photosynthesis, which is of course going to increase the speed of this thing. So that's obviously bad news for us. Now, unfortunately, with Skeledirge being asleep, I kind of feel like there's not much of a point. I almost feel like we might as well just leave it in and let it go down here. So yeah, it's not a great situation for us to be in here, but I feel like, yeah, I feel like the lesser of all the evils in this situation is probably just to stay in. So we know there's a turn of sleep, I should say, guaranteed. So we're just gonna stay in and go Shadow Ball here. They do go for a Calm Mind, so that's really bad news, obviously. Now, the only good news about this is that Skeledirge is unaware, so any boosts that they get on Skeledirge will be negated, but then as soon as it goes down, we're going to be in some serious trouble. So we get the turn of Guaranteed Sleep. We're going to try to wake up and go Shadow Ball here. They do go for a Shadow Ball of their own. how much damage is it doing? It does not quite take us out, fortunately, and unfortunately for us, we are still asleep this turn, which is really bad news. So, yeah, not much we can do. Basically, just have to go for another Shadow Ball here, as they are going to go for a Power Gem, just in case we decide to switch. That is going to get rid of our Skeledirge and knock us down to 5 Pokemon. So, not the best of situations to be in, but we do almost know this thing's full set. It does have Shadow Ball, Power Gem, and Calm Mind. So, knowing that it has Power Gem, that's going to make it so we definitely don't want to bring certain things in to face this. Yeah, we don't have a great plan right now, unfortunately, to try and face this thing down. But I feel like our best plan is, because the last move's probably Fairy coverage if I had to guess. So I think our best move is probably to go into Hydreigon. So I know this thing is at increased speed thanks to the photosynthesis, so it actually, I think, will outspeed us. We do take some Stealth Rock damage, and I think... okay, yes, this thankfully is the last turn of Sun, so that's going to be really important, actually. So I think what we have to do here is we're going to go ahead and pop our Terra, go Terra Steel to resist a potential incoming Fairy attack or even a Rock attack if they go for it, and hit this thing as hard as possible with a Flash Cannon. So that's what we're going to do. So we are going to go ahead and break out the Terra here on our Hydreigon. And so there it is. We are going to go Terra Steel. So flipping our type chart almost completely upside down. So there it is. And they do outspeed us and go for a Moonblast. At +1, it still does a lot of damage to us. And they get the special attack drop, which is really unfortunate. That's going to play huge into this. So we go for a Terra Boosted Flash Cannon. It is weakened now. And we do get a special defense drop, though, which is nice. As the sunlight is going to fade and they lose the photosynthesis boost. So they are going to go ahead and pop a booster energy, which is actually going to go ahead and just give them that special attack increase this time around. Now that's, of course, their special attack was heightened, so they get that boost this time. So we're in not a great spot, but I think we have a little bit of a choice to make. We would have been in a better spot had we not got the special attack drop, but we got the special defense drop, so it kind of evens out. I think the only choice we have here is just to stay in. We know we're going to outspeed now because we're Scarf. So I think the only choice we have is just to hope a Flash Cannon is enough to take this thing out. So that's what we're going to do. We know we outspeed now. Go for a Terra Boosted Flash Cannon. It's basically neutral because of the changes, and it is enough, thankfully, is enough to go ahead and get rid of that Flutter Mane and knock him down to 4. So Hydreigon definitely came through for us there. But yeah, that was definitely potentially hazardous situation. So now going to go ahead and come in with Groudon, kind of as expected. Going to take the Stealth Rock damage and get the Sunlight back up with the Drought. So it'll be interesting to see if this thing is also Heat Rock, because we saw obviously that the Torkoal was Heat Rock. So we don't want to stay on this matchup, obviously, with the -1 special attack. We don't have... I guess we do have some switches to this thing. Our best switch is probably the Araquanid. So we're going to go ahead and switch into Araquanid here. But we don't really have a great answer to this thing. Great immediate answer to this thing, as we wouldn't normally need to have one. So I'm going to come in with Araquanid, take the Stealth Rock damage as this thing goes for a Heat Crash, which still does a lot of damage despite the Water Bubble to resist that. So that's bad news. I feel like our best course of action here, if we can survive an attack from this thing, is to go for an Endeavor. So that is what we're going to do. We're not within Custap range, I know that. But yeah, we just go Endeavor here. That's all we can do. This thing Swords Dances. That's really dangerous. Okay, so they're going to get a sharp attack increase as we do go ahead and get the Endeavor off, which does big damage to this thing, takes them down to the same amount of HP that we have. So that actually did work out pretty well for us. That was like best case scenario, I think. The bad news is now there's no way that we can take an attack from this thing. Absolutely no way we take another attack from this thing. So the question is, what do we want to let go down to this thing? And I feel like the answer has to just be Araquanid. I feel like Araquanid just has to stay in and take the bullet here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to click Liquidation off the off chance they do something else, but I don't think they do. They do Heat Crash again, yeah, and there's no way, based on the damage of the first one, yeah, there was no way we were surviving that. So we lose Araquanid there, and we go down to, I believe that's 4 Pokemon. So now, I think the best thing we can do now is, yeah, I think we're in, so we have one of 2 ways we can play this. We can either go into Hydreigon, outspeed him with the Scarf, and try to take him out with a Draco, or we can come in with the Comfey and try to do something with that. I think we're going to make the Hydreigon play, because Hydreigon hits a lot harder than Comfey. So we're going to go for the Hydreigon play. So we're going to come in with Hydreigon. They do still have the rocks up, so we take a little bit of chip from that. And they should, I think, I mean, I'm not comfortable going for Dark Pulse here, because I don't think it's enough from that range, because from what I know about Groudon, it's pretty bulky. So I think we just have to Draco here, so that's what we're going to do. We do go Draco. Thankfully, we don't miss. And we do take the Groudon out with a Draco, so that's pretty amazing. We do take the special attack drop, obviously, but we get rid of the Groudon, knock him down to, I believe that's 3 Pokemon. So that is something. The sun is still up, obviously, as now he is going to come in with the Venusaur. So that thing comes in, takes some Stealth Rock damage, and we do have to clock these sun turns, because this is that both of the Sunsetters are down. They do still have sweeping potential with their remaining Pokemon, but yeah, no. So if there's no Heat Rock on that Groudon, this will be the last turn of Sun. If there is, we're going to have 3 more, and that's going to be a big problem. Either way, I think we need to switch the Hydreigon out right now, and I think our best course of action here, it's going to be tough. I feel like Excadrill isn't really doing much of anything for us this game, for the most part. I mean, I guess, nah, I don't really see it doing a ton versus the remaining Pokemon here. So I feel like we just switch into Excadrill, because we have to try to keep everything else healthy. So yeah, we'll go Excadrill here, see what they want to do. If they do straight up attack us, it might be good, but I kind of doubt they do. Well, maybe they do. So we come in with the Excadrill, we do take the Stealth Rock damage, and we do get the Mold Breaker, of course, coming into play, as they are going to go for a Weather Ball. So they do go for that, and it is Fire, which is bad news, and that does take us out. So, but yeah, Excadrill, we just really need to make a sack switch there. So Excadrill goes down. We go down to 3 Pokemon, and the Sunlight does die this turn, so that's big. So the Sunlight going away is huge, because obviously that means that they don't get any of those boosts anymore. So I think what we have to do here, how do we take the Venusaur on is the question. They definitely have to have coverage for us. I feel like the Dunsparce is the only answer we have to try and take this thing on. So we'll come in with the Dunsparce, we take the Stealth Rock damage, and we definitely just Body Slam here for max damage output. There's nothing much to think about, as they do Sludge Bomb for max damage output. Takes us down to about a 3rd HP, but we do survive. Go for the Body Slam in return. How much damage is it doing? Quite a lot, actually, and we do get the Paralysis, which is huge, actually. Absolutely huge for us. So the Dunsparce coming up big for us there, as we regain some HP with the leftovers, and that's big because that means that now we should, I think, outspeed this thing, and we should be able to take it out with another Body Slam. So yep, there we go. That was huge for us. Thanks to the Serene Grace, makes it a 60% chance that we get a Para off a Body Slam. So second Body Slam takes the Venusaur out and knocks him down to 2 Pokemon, as we get more HP back with the leftovers. So it is coming down to the wire in this one. We're really holding our own here against this team, but now they are going to come in with the Walking Wake. So that thing comes in, it takes some Stealth Rock damage, and so we probably don't live an attack from this thing, but the only thing we can really do here, I mean, I guess we could, I don't really think there's much of a point in switching. So I think the best thing we can do is just Body Slam again, so that's what we're going to do. And so they do go for a Flamethrower in case we decided to switch. It's not enough to take us out, fortunately, as we go for the Body Slam. Does pretty good damage, and we get the Para again, so the Dunsparce really coming up big for us right now. That's absolutely amazing. So we get some HP back with the leftovers here. And yeah, the Paralysis on this thing is absolutely huge. So yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to live another attack or if we outspeed or not, but I think the best course of action here is just going to be to body slam again, so that's what we do. He actually does outspeed us, but gets fully paralyzed, which is amazing as we go for the next body slam with the Dunsparce, which takes the Walking Wake out, knocking him down to just one Pokemon. So the Dunsparce is absolutely coming up huge in this game for us, which is amazing as we do get some HP back with the leftovers. So the Dunsparce definitely came up big for us here. So their last Pokemon is going to be the Scissor. They come in with that. They do not take Stealth Rock damage, so they are heavy-duty boots. But we could be in a bad situation here because our remaining Pokemon actually are not the best for taking on Scissor. So I think the best thing we can do here, honestly, is just Body Slam again. We've gotten really lucky with the Paras and stuff. But they could just take us out, obviously. So we're just going to Body Slam. They do Swords Dance, so that's obviously terrible. They do get that sharp attack increase. We're going to go for the Body Slam. Can we get lucky with the Para again? Can the Dunsparce do it? We did some chip damage. We don't get the Para this time, which is unfortunate, but we did get some chip damage on the Scissor, so that's something. We get some HP back with the leftovers. This time around, I think we just Earthquake, although I don't think we've taken an attack. No, they Swords Dance again, so they're getting incredibly greedy here with the Scissor. So they go for the next Swords Dance, get up to +4. We go for the Earthquake here. Does massive chip damage, but not enough, unfortunately, as we get some more HP back with the leftovers. So this Scissor, unfortunately, could be poised to finish us off here, and there may not be a lot we can do about it. So yeah, I think all we do is Earthquake here. That's all we can do. So they do knock off. That obviously finishes the Dunsparce off from that range and drops us down to just one Pokemon. Yeah, and they get rid of the leftovers. So yeah, I think it might, unfortunately, I think it might all come down to whether or not the Hydreigon takes a Bullet Punch, which I don't think it does at +4, especially after the Stealth Rock damage. So Terra Steel, I know we do resist the Bullet Punch, but I don't think there's any way we take it, honestly, so all we can do is just click Dark Pulse here. They do go for the Bullet Punch. Can we take it? And no, we can't take it, so I think, yeah, we just lost to this Scissor, unfortunately. So the Hydreigon goes down. We go down to just one Pokemon here, and our last Pokemon, unfortunately, is going to be the Comfey. So we are going to come in with that, and we do take the Stealth Rock damage, and unfortunately there is no way that any attack we go for. I mean, we do actually out-prioritize this thing with Triage, but there's no way that we survive or that we take this thing out. So all we can really do is just click Draining Kiss here, which is what we're going to do. Does minimal chip damage to the Scissor. We do get some HP back with the attack. However, they do go for the +4 Bullet Punch, and there's obviously no way we survive that. So the Comfey is going to go down there, and that is going to be game. So we are going to lose that one, 1-0 to Cactus Jack. But that was a pretty solid match, actually. I will say I am actually very proud of the performance of the team here. Obviously, that was a pretty big mismatch on paper with all the Uber stuff they had going on their team. Pretty well put together Uber's Sun team, it appears to be. But I am actually very proud of how well my team actually did to fight against that, and actually came pretty close to getting the win there. But unfortunately, just couldn't quite get over the last hurdle there at the end. But still a really solid match. It ended up being all the same. So, but that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. Also, this is going to be the last match that I post with this team. It did actually very well for me. I had a lot of fun using it, and it honestly really surpassed my expectations for it. I was very happy with the way that this team performed. But as is always the case, I am going to be putting it to the side for now. And coming up next time, I am going to have one more brand new team for you guys. So stay tuned for all that. That's it. And we'll see you next time.